Now, one of the tasks that the United States military completed before leaving Afghanistan was to disable scores of aircraft and armoured vehicles, along with the high-tech rocket defence system at the Kabul airport. Now, the Central Command Head General Kenneth McKenzie has said that 73 aircraft that were already at the Kabul airport were demilitarised, that is, rendered useless by US troops, and the United States had built up a force of nearly 6,000 troops to occupy and operate the airport when the evacuation operations began in the area on 15th of August. General McKenzie further said that the military left behind around 70 MRAP armoured tactical vehicles, which can cost up to $1 million each. Those, along with 27 Humvees, were also disabled and would not be used again by anyone. The US also left behind a SARAM system, a high-tech defense system that was used to protect the airport from rocket attacks. The system had helped fend off a 5-rocket barrage from the Islamic State on Monday. General McKenzie said that the SARAM systems were kept in operation up until the very last minute, just before the last US aircraft left with Ground Force Commander General Chris Donoghue and Ambassador Ross Wilson. We're now being joined by our correspondent Anas Malik, who is inside the Kabul International Airport, where the Taliban leaders are taking control as we speak. Anas, what can you tell us about the situation on ground?
Well, I'm standing inside the Kabul airport's military side, and behind me is one of the hangars of the helicopters that are now not in use. These helicopters were gifted or handed over by the Americans, and now they have been made dysfunctional. These are one of the many helicopters that have been made dysfunctional by the American forces as they left, so that they cannot be made to be used by anybody, be that be the Taliban. You see their upfront rotors being open, their blades being down on the floor as well. These were attack helicopters, Black Hawk helicopters, as what the local Taliban commanders have been telling me, but now they are not in use, and we've seen plenty of these, be that be the aircrafts, be that be the helicopters, be that be others as well. They have been made dysfunctional. Logistically, the Kabul airport's military side has been made dysfunctional by the Taliban, by the Americans, so that they cannot be used by the Taliban. And the Taliban leaders have vowed that they would be repairing these helicopters like these. Right. I spoke to Anas Haqqani just a while back here at the military side. He said that they would be repairing these helicopters and these aircrafts, contrary to the claim that the US has done, that they have been made dysfunctional and that they cannot be repaired. And they vow that they would be making them in service very soon.
Right, Anas, I was just going to come to that. In fact, what can you tell us about the resumption of operations at the Kabul airport now that the United States troops have withdrawn completely?
Well, the resumption of operations will take some time, at least here at the Kabul airport, because what I've seen is that there's a lot of commotion that has been caused over the days over here, and there's a lot of mess that needs to be cleaned up as well. We've seen glass shards, we've seen broken windows, and we've seen barbed wires as well. So it will take some time to clean up these things, to get things in operation. There are talks of Turkey trying to take control of the Kabul airport's military side. In fact, the Kabul airport security, internal security. So today is the first day of the airport being handed over to the Taliban, and we'd see operations being resumed in the next in about 10 to 15 days, given that if there is a deal with any of the countries and any of the regional stakeholders, because remember, Kabul airport serves as the gateway to Central Asia, because if you going forward from here to any place in Central Asia, it's a small flight. Kyrgyzstan is here from about an hour's flight. Tashkent in Uzbekistan is about 50 minutes of flight. Tajikistan, the capital, Dushanbe, is about a 40-minute flight. So Kabul airport serves as the gateway to Central Asia, and a lot of countries have showed interest. The Taliban are very close to inching a deal with Turkey for its handling as well.
Right, Anas. Now, that being said, if this does happen in 10 to 15 days, what can you tell us about the future evacuations now that the Taliban is in full control?
There are no evacuations that have been taking place as such, which we've witnessed. The evacuation missions had come to a halt. the evacuation missions that had come to a halt. There are about some foreign nationals that are here, roughly about 200 Americans as well that are being stated. But the Taliban would want to give this semblance of normalcy that foreigners can coexist, can be safe in the country, in their rule as well. We understand that there is an understanding between the US and the Taliban both to ensure safe evacuations of those who are left behind, but it would take some time because currently the country does not have a functional government, and as a reason of which the state mechanism will take some time to go back to normalcy. Then only we can see these evacuations getting back to routine as it has been promised. Him?
All right, Anas, thank you so much for joining us with all the inputs. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.